Absolutely. And they tried to confuse me. They changed their shirts. But I'm on to you. I figured you out. We've got in red, we have the Philadelphia Hooligans, and in black, it is Casco Bay. So nice try, but I figured you out.
First lead jammer goes to Grasso of the Hooligans. Rock This is Casco Bay's jammer. In black, you see Rock Now crossing the front of your screen. Grasso from the back, he's going to pick up, looks like all 5 points before he calls off the jam. I'm going to wait for the house mics to stop going over the lineups before we start reading them, just because it's going to be a whole lot of fuzziness and over talking. And we are back in the action. Jam number 2, number 305. Grim Demise is the jammer for Casco Bay right now. Uncle Dad, no. See, I'm hearing the wrong things. Juke of Hearts. Number 40 looks like the jammer for the Hooligans right now. Hooligans jammer on his way to the penalty box for a cut track penalty. That's going to give power jam to Casco Bay and Grim Demise. She's got one more blocker to get by. And with her speed, she does it. Lead jammer goes to Casco Bay. Grim looking for the inside line there on the straightaway. She's forced to jump back around behind that Hooligans defense, reset herself. Grim spends a lot of time scrimmaging with the Hooligans. She actually goes all the way down to Philadelphia for a lot of their events. The Hooligans have this awesome warehouse where they have a bank track and a flat track.
Oh, so you get experience in both.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah. And they hold all these fun events where people go down and scrimmage each other. And,
I think I remember that because I remember at in ECDX they actually opened up the track for people to come in and just try it out.
Yes, yeah.
That was my one and only experience with gravity. That bank track, it really grabbed me.
There's a lot of gravity, a lot more gravity involved on the bank track, I think.
Yes.
Grim recycled back to the back of the pack. Juke of Hearts now through the pack. He's out of the penalty box. He's coming around there on the right side of your screen.
On his first scoring pass.
We have a star pass for Casco Bay.
It's going to go
Not in time, though.
It's going to go over to 53. The jam ended.
There was a head bruiser, was a recipient of the star for Casco Bay, unable to get the star on his hat, his helmet, before the conclusion of the jam. We are at 6 points to nothing. I think we're lining up for the third jam here.
Yep, we've got number 16 Speed Tree sitting in our Bruce Boutique penalty box.
That's going to give the Hooligans one less blocker on the track. Lead jammer goes to the Hooligans and Uncle Dad. Ferrous Oxide is the jammer for Casco Bay. Really fighting.
Big,
but he's got to get around number 215. That was Wengel.
Number 8, Yosemite Slam, is a giant man. I don't understand how anybody could get past him. For somebody that tall, that big, he was also quite spry.
He is, and he loves to hit people.
Oh.
And he is not ashamed to tell you.
No, he got that shoulder right in there, and I felt it like 50 feet away. General So Fine 899, I love that name, who is going to be the jammer for the Hooligans. Against number 74, Rock This.
Rock This trying to get around the outside at turn number 1. He's knocked down to the ground. Decides to do a couple of push-ups over there. It's not the time for exercise. General So Fine is out first, but not lead jammer for the Hooligans. There was a no pass, no penalty on his initial pass. So General SoFine right now, scoring points, he's going to get 5. But if Rock This can get out of that pack, then he's going to have the ability to end the jam.
Looks like Rock This is headed to our Bruce Boutique penalty box.
Well, there goes that notion then. Power jam in favor of the Hooligans. We will not have a lead jammer. 5 more for the General.
For the General, I like that. Powered by MSG.
It's all about the sauce.
It's all about the sauce. I bet you he's a saucy little man.
He is. Look at him. General SoFine's out as 5 more points, as indicated by Rulin Forcer, jam rep.
She's got a very distinct kind of style about her when she's doing that corner. She's got like,
absolutely,
she gets like this really almost pageant pose. It's phenomenal form. We find skating on the track.
One of the best officials in all of roller derby, whether it's men's or women's. Head ref on the track right now is Mistrial, another big name in men's roller derby officiating. She's served on several committees and boards. I don't have the information in front of me, so I don't want to take a guess as to which ones. General SoFine losing his footing out from under him.
It's up in the air almost 2.5 feet and then landing.
$19 points for General SoFine for the jam. That's going to give the Hooligans 29-3.
We've had no power jams in four jams here.
Grim Demise back on the jammer line for Casco Bay. Grasso is the jammer for the Hooligans. Grasso had a big game this morning.
Looks like he is about to try to repeat that performance.
Hooligans took on, the name is totally escaping me, and I called that game myself. Collision, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of teams. I'm just glad that we're at the point where we're not just saying we have a team and they're playing another team, and it's roller derby. There's a lot going on here today. A lot of
teams. Definitely a great event here that the Mass Maelstrom has organized. This is the first year for Battle of Bunker Hill. And a lot of people, myself included, are blown away at the organization, for this event. You can tell that the people who run this know what they're doing and have been around roller derby and roller derby events for a long time.
Absolutely.
Despite our hiccups with the live feed this morning, but that was an equipment issue, and
sometimes the machines rise up, show us who's boss, and then
Juke of Hearts on his way to the penalty box for the Hooligans. Ferrous Oxide now on a power jam for Casco Bay. You see him get knocked down. That was number 9, T Ice, with the hit for the Hooligans.
Juke of Hearts was our lead jammer, and now in the box we do not have a lead jammer. This will go the rest of the time. Got a very impressive, looks like a 3-wall here, keeping Ferrous Oxide back. They're doing that merry-go-round, do-si-do thing they got going on.
Yeah, you have one blocker, number 9, T Icy, is actually the pivot on the track right now, acting as a brace, holding 2 of his other blockers, sometimes 3, directing them where to go. Here comes number 40, Juke of Hearts, right through the pack.
So, considering the fact that this jam has gone on over 1.5 minutes, the fact that we only have 4 points scored is a pretty good testament for the skill of both these teams in the match. Huge hit there from number 876, Dark Invader. All right, we are now at 42 Hooligans to Casco Bay's 3. We have a timeout for Casco Bay.
Hooligans picking up lead jammer almost 60% of the time. They've got 4 leads to Casco Bay's 1 out of 7 jams. So we've had 2 jams with no lead jammer due to penalties and whatnot.
It's interesting with the other games that we've had so far today. There have been, it seemed like a very large number of power jams. So to be in our 6th jam of this game, to have no power jams at this point is kind of unusual.
It is unusual. The game that we did just have, which was the Shock Exchange versus Capital District, was also a pretty low penalty game as far as the jammers are concerned. I didn't get a chance to look at blocker penalties or things like that, but I know the first 2 games that we had this morning were very, very power jam heavy, for sure.
Looks like we have Uncle Dad for the Hooligans and some skater named X for Casco Bay as your jammers for this jam. And it looks like some skater named X is headed to the penalty box for a track cut.
Ironic how he got a big X penalty.
Usually I'm the one that's really quick on that, so I appreciate the timing there.
Uncle Dad picks up lead for the Hooligans. No surprise, he had a fantastic game this morning against Collision. Over 100 points scored by Uncle Dad this morning.
It was pretty impressive. He just tried to do a little bit of an apex jump, was denied, was managed to get in, make it clean, and then still get through on the outside. Some skater named X is back on the track right now, pushing his way through. It's kind of getting like this little bit of a jackhammer kind of technique, just like constant back and forth.
Skater named X trying to get through that Hooligans defense. He tried the inside, got held up by Yosemite Slam, and now looks like we got another penalty. Called as a cut track penalty again for skater named X.
All the while, Uncle Dad getting through to get 5 more points. Making this a 15-point jam for him. I'm sorry. He just got through again. It is a 20-point jam for him.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
Maybe it is. Maybe I'm using my mind.
I'm sure he appreciates it if that's the case. But based on Uncle Dad's previous performance today, I don't think he needs your help. He doesn't need your help.
Nobody does. You do.
I do need your help.
That's right.
Because otherwise I'd have no idea what I was doing up here. I would just have
talking to yourself.
A pile of papers and no way to read it.
It's okay. That's the. TH is the. You got it.
To
General So Fine on the line.
Hey, that rhymes.
Endlessly amused by rhyming. Some skater named X leaving the penalty box at this point. General So Fine through to be your lead jammer. Our crowd size increased a little bit since 8 o'clock this morning. That's nice. We don't feel alone anymore.
That's because the other team showed up.
Oh, that's nice.
Not heavy on the spectators, but it's still early in the day. It is a 2-day-long event.
Yes.
But that's okay. That's why we have all of our dedicated fans at home listening to us on the stream. Once again, I'm Captain Skid.
And I'm Too Awkward.
And you can get a hold of us on the Twitters, hashtag BOBH2016.
Doing all the social medias.
General Sofine has lead. He's fighting through that pack, and he'll be good for another 5.
5 points up for the Hooligans.
This has made this, do you have 9 points? Oh! General Sofine going for a small apex jump, got hung up on another skater's legs, looking for the penalty, but not getting it. Calls the jam off.
Number 3 for 05, Brittany Wise, wearing the star for Casco, Missouri. Number 0, Grasso, wearing the star for the Philippines.
I'm just going to listen to Oso Blanco and steal all his information because he's way ahead of us on this.
I think it's because he can see better.
That could be it. That could be it.
Or he's just much sharper than we are. We'll say it's because he's closer.
Grim Demise is Casco Bay's jammer. Grasso, Hooligans jammer. Lead for Hooligans once again.
Zombicidal Maniac is making things very difficult for Grim Demise.
This is the first-time contest for both of these teams. They've never played each other. And both teams currently unranked in the MRDA. So the Hooligans with a very strong showing so far this weekend. If they can hold that up, then that's going to really give them a great spot on the rankings this year. I heard from an unnamed, very tall and large source on the Hooligans team that they would really like to be in the top 15. That is their goal, and obviously, top 10 would be even better. But that's what they're aiming for now.
Well, that tends to be most people's goals when they're trying to win a sport, is being like as close to number 1 as possible. So,
Well, yeah, but he could have said top
25,
20.
Yeah.
But top 15 is where he would be happy, and I think that would be
absolutely.
Hooligans have surpassed the 100-point mark now.
But their jammer, Grasso, is in the penalty box right now for a backlock.
103-3.
This is good news for Casco Bay. They are getting a power stop. And they're sitting out number 7-4, Rock This, where to stop.
So we have number 74, Rock This, as the jammer for Casco Bay. Again, the Hooligans jammer. Grasso is in the penalty box. Gravity's taking hold on the floor right now. Black 74, Rock This is out on a track cut. Just got the 1.5 wheels just over the line.
That was rough. That was close.
Ref was right there, saw everything. There's just no hiding it.
So Grasso now out of the penalty box. It's going to give him the power jam, which is going to be the first power jam of the game. It took us 10 jams to get here.
But we got there.
Now the Hooligans have the power jam.
Casco Bay. The jammer was released from the penalty box, but is being sent back again.
Illegal procedure penalty. I believe he did not enter behind the pack, which was his fault.
A little bit of a tumble down on turn 1. Grasso threw for another 5 points.
Grasso with 46 points so far in the game.
He's actually gotten lead jammer all 4 times that he's been a jammer in this game.
And to have almost 50 points, now it's going to be 50 points in only 4 jams is incredible. keep in mind, Casco Bay, brand new team. They have a couple of really strong leaders on this team, but mostly a bunch of new guys that probably never even seen roller derby before they started playing.
Absolutely, and when you're first starting out, you're like I was saying when we were doing the venue, you have to learn. You have to play these really good teams, grow from that. You're only going to get better by playing these tougher teams.
Yeah, I mean, when you first start skating, you're more worried about staying on your feet and not falling and not getting your clock clean.
Absolutely.
And once that kind of stuff becomes second nature, then you can focus on your strategy. And just focusing on strategy isn't enough. You actually have to know how to properly implement that strategy. And that takes a lot of practice as well. And that's not something you're going to pick up in your first year.
No, I likened my first year of roller derby. It's like I had seen it on a meme somewhere, but it said playing roller derby is a lot like playing speed chess while somebody throws bricks at you. And it's never been so true. I mean, if you've ever been hit by a really strong blocker, yeah, while simultaneously figuring out how to get from one side of the track to the other. Looks like we have Darky Vader as your lead jammer for Casco Bay.
This could be a big jam for Casco Bay. First jam wearing the star for Darky Vader. He thought he was through. He was looking at the ref. He got hit by Nurse Ratchet to the outside, but he's gone. There's 5 points.
Darky Vader is an incredibly tall, lean skater. It's like he's on stilts.
He is phenomenal as a skater. He has the footwork down. In their earlier game, I saw him jump the apex, not only facing backwards, but going in the opposite skating direction because he was trying to get far enough back to draw a penalty on his opponent. That's not something you ever see anybody do.
No. As it stands, he just did some pirouette here just to get through that pack for another 5 points. This is looking like he is at 14 points for this jam. The pack is at a standstill at this point. Just one huddled mass of people just pushing each other. Reminds me a little bit of rugby.
You actually might have had a hard time seeing it on the live feed because it was coming into turn number 1. Casco Bay had trapped one of the Hooligans' blockers, and they were preventing the pack from advancing because of that. So that's why there wasn't a whole lot of movement over there in turn number 1.
Well, we're going to be starting this next jam with Brasso in the penalty box, leading this so that way Casco Bay is getting the power start here. We have number 427. Some skater named X on the line to be the jammer for Casco Bay. Looks like we've got a little bit of a... Sorry, we had to stop for a selfie. Priorities, people.
Always need to take a selfie. And I'm going to upload this on Twitter with the hashtag VOVH2016, which is how you can get a hold of us and communicate with everybody else at home who is watching the live feed. I believe we also have some people here in the stands tweeting at VOVH2016.
We actually had somebody trying to commandeer our feed here, Bob H., also known as Bob H. President, with his cat memes going on.
That was a professional troll, and he is here in the building.
And we will find him. I mean, well, it's cool.
And a lot of people have a very good idea of who that may have been. There's only a few MRDA players that are here this weekend with a penchant for dank cat memes.
Looks like some skater named X is in the penalty box. This is, I think, what, the 3rd or 4th penalty for skater named X?
I believe so. Let's see if our roller stats program tells us, because I don't know.
I don't think the roller stats program that we have here tells us the number of penalties.
Huh.
The answer to the question is no, it does not tell us the penalties.
Okay, well, fantastic.
We're thinking 3, maybe 4.
Well, back to the 21 on your speaking of effort. What's that 3-1?
Grim Demise doing one last ditch effort to try to hold back that jammer.
T-Ice jamming for the Hooligans. He picks up 4. Really had to physically plow his way through that Casco Bay pack.
Saying take their lunch money?
Yeah.
Wow, this is getting like personal now.
That's the wonderful Dottie Danger, who is now, as a resident of Maine, a rostered skater from Casco Bay.
A skater named X, 427, is back in the penalty box.
That is not going to be a good thing. We have 6.5 minutes left to play in the first half. I'll try to get an update on some penalties at the halftime and see who is really close to fouling out of this game. Because with as busy as the penalty box crew has been in this game, I believe we're going to see some skaters not allowed back.
Absolutely. So our score right now is 154 for the Philadelphia Hooligans to 21 for Casco Bay's Gentlemen's Roller Derby, the not-so-jolly Rogers. Right now, a skater named X is standing in the penalty box waiting for the whistle to go and to be released.
Uncle Dad on the jammer line for the Hooligans. He's going to start unopposed. Look for that inside line. He get held up. Now he's back through the middle of the pack.
Skater named X has been released
Trying to
from
go
the penalty
backwards
box.
on one toe, and he does it. Lead jam for the Hooligans. Impressive stop by Casco Bay's defense.
Uncle Dad threw again for another 5 points. Or 4 points, I'm sorry.
Both teams very tightly engaged in defensive walls right now. See Uncle Dad bringing Casco Bay's skaters out front. Who is that? Number 108 for Casco Bay. That's Shazama Pajama.
Love that.
or as they call him for short, PJ, but that's not nearly as fun.
No. Anything that has the word Shazama.
Or even pajama.
I wish I was wearing pajamas. That's like my favorite part of the weekend. But your guys are like, you need to wear pants. You know, this is public. So.
You're not even wearing pants.
Oh crap, I'm really sorry about that. I am wearing a dress. I just want to make it perfectly clear. I am dressed.
You had one instruction, pants, and...
Maybe I'm wearing pantaloons under my dress. You don't know. I'm not showing. I'm a married woman.
No, pants weren't even a requirement. It's men's derby.
Oh, true. Skin tight shorts were okay, right?
Yeah, I
As
mean,
I've seen.
there's a lot of dresses and skirts here, and some of them even being worn by women.
Yep, it's very equal opportunity dressing. Uncle Dad is having a hard time. Number, was it 63? 68. Getting called on a holding. I'm sorry, 53. Head bruiser. We're at 188 to 21 in favor of the Hooligans with just over 3 minutes left in this half.
Your buddy General Sofine is back on the jammer line.
And that is the Polar Seltzer.
The Polar Seltzer water jammer line, not the Polar Celtic water jammer line.
I wanted it to be so bad.
Rock, this is the jammer for Casco Bay. You see he's getting held up. A lot of nice footwork and spinning by Rock This, but he's got 3 really tough Hooligans blockers in a pyramid block trying to hold him back. General Sofine now in the pack for a scoring pass. He jumps through a hole on the inside line.
Equals 5 points for a total of 37 points that he's earned in this game so far this morning. Oh, I guess we're in the afternoon now. When did that happen?
It's 3 o'clock already? My goodness.
Ooh, big hit from number 53, knocking General So Fine out. That is head bruiser. Very good, solid hit right there. A lot of shuffling going on in the pack.
See, right here in front of your feed, you can see the Hooligans. Very strong 3-wall. Very quickly adapts from a 3-wall to a pyramid block and back again. It's an organic shape.
Adapting to whatever the jammer is doing.
Exactly. And very quickly as well, which is effective. Because when you have a jammer as fast as Rock this, you can't take your time to reform the block.
You have to almost truly anticipate what that jammer is going to be doing before he even knows.
General So Fine with over 50 points now so far in the game.
With a 20-point jam so far. One last-ditch effort from number 48.
General So Fine picks up 25 points on the jam. That brings him to 57 total points in the game. Not even the Hooligans' leading scorer, Uncle Dad, with 61 points. Grasso in third place for the Hooligans with 56. Dark Evader had 18 points for Casco Bay. He is their leading scorer. The only other skater to score any points for Casco Bay was Grim Demise with a 4-point jam.
It looks like Juco Parts is your lead jammer for this jam.
We were just talking about Casco Bay's leading scorer, Dark Evader, and here he is on the track, trying to roll through the inside line to get past that defense. Not really effective for him.
So do you think that, like we were saying before, he has a lot of height and he's very lean. Do you think that hurts him in any way during his play? With as tough as these walls are, I mean, you've got some pretty solid players, blockers, keeping him. Like, it's very difficult. I'm seeing that he's struggling.
I think not so much a height advantage or disadvantage. It would be against this Hooligans defense so much as strength and or agility. If you're going to go head-to-head with one of these Hooligans blockers, especially these guys on the track right now, you either have to be strong enough to power right through them, or you have to be agile enough to avoid them completely.
Yeah, you got Pappy Two-Skates out there, 302, who's just being like a complete powerhouse, being like the anchor of a lot of these pyramids.
Juke of Hearts hits the back of Mick Dubbin and just fell.
I don't even think McDubbin even realized he was there.
Spencer taking on really good masculine of Montreal. But on the track, we've got Uncle Dad.
Everybody lining up for the first jam. We've got Uncle Dad and Rock This from the jammer line to start.
Rock This has been struggling a little bit in this game. He has been in 5 jams, has not managed to get lead jam in any of those.
Uncle Dad has lead.
He's gotten lead jam every jam he's played in this game.
I think he had a pretty high percentage in his first game as well. It might only have been 1 or 2 jams where he didn't get lead. So phenomenal jammer.
He's got that explosive power that just helps just get that last little oomph to get past that pack.
Skater named X on the jammer line for Casco Bay.
Now we looked at the penalties because we were confused because it seemed like he was in there quite often, but he has 4 penalties currently, so he's really going to have to watch his playing, make sure that he stays clean, or he could risk fouling out in this half.
Yeah, he certainly can't afford 4 more penalties. Big no-no.
Looks like General So Fine through to be your lead jammer.
Skater named X racing out of that pack to evade a hit. So Fine gets a couple points, calls the jam from the ground. He's going to pick up, looks like 2 for the Hooligans.
That was kind of a little bit of a scare there.
Actually, both jammers picked up 2. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. The end of that jam, you had General So Fine on the ground, facing up, and some skater named X doing a little leap right over it, like inches from his face. Like 2 inches from a nosebleed and concussion. So we have Dark Evader on the line and number 40, Juke of Hearts. And Juke of Hearts has the lead jammer status.
Dark Evader stuck behind that Hooligans defense. Oh, he almost had it. He had a toe go out. Didn't set him back too far. But that is Yosemite Slam. Who else is in there? Pappy, 2 Skates, and Zombie in on some really hard-hitting defense for the Hooligans.
Juke of Hearts frantically calling that jam off because he knew that Dark Evader flying through, coming back around. And it was like a very frantic call-off.
Who do we have on the jammer line this time? I believe that is Grim. Yep, that's Grim Demise jamming for Casco Bay. Grasso is the jammer for the Hooligans. He's out first, picks up lead.
And that is
Grim Demise. Oh, misses a big hit around the outside, and now she is hustling, trying to make up some lost ground.
Whoa!
Huge jump around the inside. That's going to be 3 to 4.
Huge apex jump by Grim Demise. Executed gets 3 points for the Hooligans.
Grim benefited. Grasso was actually calling off the jam as soon as he reached the pack, but I don't know if his pack ref, his jam ref, saw that.
So she was able to.
Something that we saw here from our angle. So that gave Grim another 2 or 3 seconds to get to the pack and jump over that apex and get those points.
Get those hips in front.
That's right. Limited edition. You can only buy them this weekend. So get them all
It's like we have Uncle Dad and some skater named X as your jammers for this. Uncle Dad is out again as your lead jammer.
We have some skater named X jamming for Casco Bay up against Uncle Dad. And it is Uncle Dad with me.
There's some very emphatic audience members.
Yeah, and that is the Hooligans crowd.
It's quite appropriate, I think.
I would actually say that more than 50% of the people in the stands right now are rooting for the Hooligans, specifically from Penn Jersey Roller Derby.
Some skater named X fighting his way, trying to get past number 8.
That's Yosemite Slam.
Oh my! Oh yeah.
How can you forget?
He's such a small character in the cartoon. Like he's like this short, stocky guy, and this is like a giant.
The first time I saw Slam play was a couple of years ago when Maelstrom had gone down to Philly for a back-to-back Saturday-Sunday games at the Penn Jersey Warehouse, where first day they played on the bank track. They played the Hooligans territory. You know, Hooligans have a background in the bank track, and that rule set. And, you know, Maelstrom stronger on the flat track. But Yosemite Slam, with his trademark two-tone goatee, had half of his face painted like a skull. And it meshed up perfectly with his goatee, and it was the scariest damn thing I have ever seen.
It's a little bit of intimidation, just, you know.
But he's the nicest guy.
I don't think that after seeing some of the hits and some of the ways that he's been playing, I'd be able to approach him without feeling like a little frisson of fear.
Well, yeah, if I had to face him on the track, I would be afraid too.
I don't think I could face him like next to the track.
But that's not something that I have to worry about
That's right.
because from the announcer's table, I've got all this, table and equipment here padding me from any collisions, so I don't have to worry about any
Fair
contact.
enough. Looks like we have an injury on the line right now.
Followed by
We do have our medic staff on hand
versus New York Stock Exchange.
attending to a down skater. I can't see which team this skater
It
is
looks
from.
like it is Casco Bay.
Yep, it is a Casco
Black-
Bay skater.
Black jersey. Everybody taking advantage of the downtime, get a little huddle in. Even Team Zebras, coming up with a game plan.
Yeah, as you all know, everybody watching at home, I'm sure, is very familiar with roller derby, and injuries are something that we take very seriously. Luckily, not sure if you can tell from the live feed, the skater is sitting upright. Now he's on his feet. So,
Because their sound's not back on. Are people hearing us right now? Hashtag I can hear you.
well, no, it has to be hashtag BOBH
And then
2016.
hashtags,
but
right? You can
sure.
do multiple hashtags. We don't want to deprive anybody of Captain Skid's voice.
No, it is smooth and luxurious. Oh, I'm getting feedback that the sound is working.
Okay, fantastic.
So looks like whoever tweeted at us that they didn't have sound, it's their own personal issue.
Turn off your mute button. Turn it off and turn it back on.
There is General So Fine.
Through 5 points. General So Fine has scored 64 points so far in this game. 57 of those were in the first half alone. And he's through for another 5 points. Ooh, and we have Darky Vader getting through his initial pass. And it's a star pass. And Hooligans calling that jam off, but not before Casco Bay was able to pick up one. Really picked up in speed there right at the end.
Well, that's the thing about Darky Vader is agility and speed is what he brings to the table.
2 steps for him is like 10 for like a normal person.
I'm not sure if that matters so much when you're on wheels.
I don't know. I was never very fast. I like to think it's because I had short, stubby legs, and not because I lacked skill.
I know some people with short, stubby legs that are pretty fast.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not going to call them out specifically by name because I know she's at home watching, but...
So we have number 40, Duke of Hearts, as the lead jammer here. But Grim Demise is hot on his heels. She's got a great skating form. Every time I see her flying through,
and
that jam gets called off.
it's going to be 2
Wow.
to the Hooligans and 3 for Casco Bay. That's 2 jams in a row. Casco Bay comes up net positive points. That's going to bring them up to the 30-point mark. Hooligans almost at 300.
We still are seeing a very low number of power jams in this.
They have all sorts of tasty treats for you. But back to the jam in progress. That is 74 boxes.
Casco Bay's had 1 power jam, and Hooligans have had 5.
They take off again.
So we have number 0, Grasso, as the lead jammer here. Ooh, little bit of an
Grasso.
apex jump from Grasso.
Grasso picked up 5 on that airborne pass of his. Rock Dish jamming for Casco Bay is back in the penalty box, so that's going to be at least his 4th penalty. When we checked at the half, he had 3. I believe this is his first penalty of the second half.
I think so. Looks like Darky Bader pushing Grasso out on the inside line. Turn 4.
Oh, Grasso is clear on the inside line. He's good for 5. Rock this back on the track from the penalty box.
That put Grasso at 75 points for this game.
That's amazing. And still, he's the 3rd highest scorer on the Hooligans. No, my mistake. 2nd highest scorer on the Hooligans. 3rd highest is General Sofine with 73 points. Uncle Dad leading the Hooligans jamming crew with 85 points in this game. Who is that? That is
Mini Fridge 207. First
Mini
time
Fridge.
seeing him as the jammer here.
Well, Casco Bay having to mix it up a little bit after losing that player due to injury.
That might actually work into their advantage too. Mini Fridge, you can see that he's a more built skater. He's a little bit shorter, so maybe he can have some of that power to kind of get through some of these hooligan walls.
Well,
He looks like a freight train pushing his way through. Like he's pushing 4 people.
Again, height and strength are not mutually exclusive.
Exactly.
So, whether or not he's a tall or a shorter
It's all
skater,
about his power and strength.
he does appear to have that power to plow through these hooligan walls. What they keep doing is, as he's getting past them, Hooligans defenders have the awareness to actually recycle in front of him and get back and
kind of swallow him up again.
Him back up.
Yeah.
So, as Mini Fridge is only facing 2 Hooligans at a time, there's 2 more
Waiting,
ahead of him.
ready.
Exactly.
Looks like we have an official timeout right here. So somebody on our Twitter feed saying, fun fact, Hooligans taught Grimm to skate bank track in 2013. They taught Team Rogue for Derby Inc.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Grimm Demise and her fiance Tugboat have ventured down to the Penn Jersey warehouse many times. Very good friends of Penn Jersey organization.
Just want to pause for a second. We can see the Hooligans here checking each other out. Everybody's either checking each other out or they're dancing.
Well, it looks like we have
Gear check.
looks like we have an equipment check. Both teams. Casco Bay's bench is off to the right of the live feed camera. So right in front of you, you do see the Hooligans.
They're being frisked. You think we've lost a piece of equipment out there, or just safety check is what I'm picking up?
Yeah, and it appears that the medic is involved. I wonder. Well, I don't want to speculate, so we'll wait and see if we get word.
Well, let's speculate. Maybe there's a bear on the track.
Well, I see a medic.
Ice cream truck?
I see a medic with a towel checking the floor. So, like I said, I don't want to speculate and tell tales out of school. but I'm wondering if they're looking for bodily fluids that may have, exchanged bodies.
All right, folks, the officials have checked out the track and they are satisfied that we can continue. On the
Right.
center line, that's
Everybody's back on the track now.
Not really sure exactly what that was all about, but we are back skating.
Grim Demise is the jammer for Casco Bay. She's pushing through that defensive wall up there, coming around turn number 2. There she is, coming right at you on your screen. She's lead jammer for Casco Bay.
Huge smile, huge cheer as she's going through.
It is a
This
jammer
very,
race.
very
Grim Demise in
fast
general
pack.
so fine.
Such a fast pack there.
Everybody was racing. Grim called off the jam just in time to score 1 point as she passed one of the downed Hooligans blockers.
She was flying.
They both were. That was. I actually
I'm not even
felt
really-
the wind. And we're a good 30 feet off the track, and I felt wind from that pack.
There's air flowing through the colors. I'm not even sure exactly what happened in that jam. Everything went so fast.
Now this jam, we've got number 40, Juke of Hearts. Skating in cell 876, Dark Evader.
Okay, and I also need to give a shout out to Helen Garnett, tournament head announcer. She just got us coffee, so she's making sure we're all have one coffee and sugar for you, for all of you. So thank you, Helen Garnett. You are.
Not sure if you guys can hear the in-venue announcers as well. That was Banshee giving love to our head announcer for this event, Helen Carnett, as she just brought back coffee. And if anybody out there knows about announcers, they know how much we need coffee just to keep going and to talk at you guys at the pace and the speed that we do, because roller derby runs on Duncan, and they didn't even sponsor us.
Looks like Dark Evader is through to be the lead jammer here. Ooh! Being recycled back by number 4, Nurse Ratchet.
There you see Dottie Danger, number 666, former skater from Boston Roller Derby, moved up to Maine, transferred to Casco Bay.
Old Juke of Hearts all the way back there.
And bringing Evader back. Evader is the jammer for Casco Bay right now. Juke of Hearts, Hooligans jammer. Evader looks like he's going to get out in front, and he does clear the pack. There's 4 points for Casco Bay.
That puts Dark Evader's point count for the game at 26. 8 for this particular jam. Looks like we have one of Hooligans blockers headed, the pivot headed to the Brews Boutique penalty box.
Yeah, that was Zombie taking a seat in the penalty box. I think it's been a while since we've seen anybody over there. 4 points for the Juke of Hearts, as the jam is called. But I think I see 2 more points being held up over there
That's
for
what I'm
Evader.
seeing. I'm seeing 2 as well.
That's going to bring Casco Bay over 40 points. 41 to 331. 15 minutes left to play in the game.
We
have 207 Mini Fridge on the line again as the jammer. Grosso for the Hooligans. Looks like number 26, Fierce Oxide, part of a very strong pack with number 9.
You will pay the price later.
The mini fridge is expensive. Watch it.
Whoa! I think he just flew through there. Grosso did a very quick, sudden, high in the air lateral movement to get by that pack.
That one woke people up. You hear a lot of people now
Going, wait, what? Just happened?
cheering it. You know, point spread aside, it's still an exciting game between two exciting teams. And, you know, when you see plays like that, it really gets people going.
Looks like we have Uncle Dad on the line with, that looks like, is that Betty Switch out there?
And the jam has begun. It is really nice up against Uncle Dad. Uncle Dad takes the lead.
Uncle Dad getting chased down by Grim Demise. You see that very iconic Grim Demise style where she gets so low, makes her aerodynamic
She
and
managed
fast.
to get 2 points before that was called off. I'm sorry to interrupt. I got excited.
Oh,
sorry.
no, please do it. It's exciting. It looks like 2 and 2.
She was stoked about that, just to be able to get those 2
She
points.
should be. She should be. She traveled a long distance to get those 2 points. Let's see. We're going to have the General and Dark Evader from the not the General line, the Jammer line.
Our polar seltzer jammer.
Seltzer water Jammer line. Yes. You probably drank a gallon of polar seltzer already today. The orange vanilla tastes like an orange creamsicle.
Explains why your personality is so effervescent.
That's why I'm so bubbly today.
Oh, yes. We're powered by Polar. Looks like General So Fine through for another 5 points.
Through the pack while Darky Vader is fighting out there, fighting to get past that wall of red. Head down, shoulders out, good, everything he's got.
Darky Vader is definitely struggling here. I think he's getting tired. Looks like he might be going to attempt either a star stash or a star pass. And looks like it's an attempted star pass to number 108. Shazama Pajama. I don't think I've said his name often enough during this.
No, probably not. You should probably say it a couple more times.
Shazama Pajama is putting on that star. There is a successful star pass here.
Oh, but unfortunately the jam is over. We've got 11 and a half minutes left to play in the game.
We're sitting at 3:48 for the Hooligans to Casco Bay's 44.
Our skating officials for this game, we've got Mistrial, M-Power, Rule Enforcer as jam ref, Scissors as the other jam ref. We have Push-Up Zebra, Whistle Blocky, Wife O, and Molotov Latte is listed on here, but I believe he is not on the track because I saw him walking around a few minutes ago.
So number 0, Grosso, is out as your lead jammer. Got knocked out on the inside of turn 1.
Has ammunition to hit that jammer right outside the track.
Grosso trying to tiptoe on that inside line on turn 1. Keeps getting hit out.
You see Rock This just trying to get around a red wall. It's literally a wall.
You've got Yosemite Sam. You've got
Poppy 2 skates, right?
and 302, which is
Or I'm wrong. No, Zombie's in there as the pivot.
302 Pappy 2 skates, yeah.
Oh, I was right. So it is Pappy.
And 245 Zombicidal Maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darky Vader attempting a really heavy hit.
Casco Bay loses a blocker to the penalty box. Interesting to note on these two teams, Casco Bay, we've got number 140, Nurse Smash It, And on the Hooligans, we have number 4, Nurse Ratchet.
It was very weird in the last game that we had because we had two. What were their names? Mal Bunyan.
So right now,
Paul Funyon in the last one.
right now we got the whole pack moving backwards on the straightaway, very slowly. In came Grasso, picked up 2 points and called the jam.
Make sure to stay tuned for our next matchup. That is Collision X Derby in North Carolina, taking on Montreal's men's roller derby.
So Chaos Theory Derby goes, Derby announcers run on Duncan because not enough places have Wawa. I would have to agree with you. I heart me some Wawa.
See, I personally get my coffee at Cumberland Farms because it's $1.
My problem with Cumberland Farms is it involves me having to get out of my car, and I typically have a baby in the car with me, and
oh, see, the Dunkin's that's near my house is right across the street from Cumberland Farms, and the Dunkin's actually doesn't have a drive-through.
Oh well, that would definitely
because it's one of those like little village neighborhoods, and so they don't want the drive-through traffic. So either way you have to get out of your car. So pay $2.50, pay $1. Adds up.
Price per effort.
It adds up. And then when I make my own coffee, oh, there was a big hit right there. I believe, yeah, that was Deep Insider playing for Casco Bay with the block to Duke of Hearts. Hopefully you guys saw that right here in the left side of your feed. We're talking about coffee, and there's like exciting roller derby going on right here in front of us.
Well, when you've been talking since 8:30 in the morning, coffee's pretty exciting.
Duke of Hearts holding his face. Looks like he got a shoulder to the face by a skater much taller than him. Number 53, Head Bruiser in the penalty box for Casco Bay. Somebody just took a dive into the boards. Peter Rabbit for Casco Bay is the pivot, but based on the amount of effort they're putting into stopping that pivot, I'm going to say he's got that star in his hand.
Yeah, I can see. I see the star already there. Ooh. Duke of Hearts falling down. Calling that jam off.
Duke of Hearts scoring 20 points on the jam, but having to earn every single one. He got his butt kicked in that jam, and you could tell by how slow he got up off the ground over there in turn number 2.
Still smiling, grinning.
Of course he's smiling. He's a hooligan. He loves this game.
It's all mayhem for them.
Jamming against number 25, Uncle Dad.
Uncle Dad tiptoeing through on that inside line on that straightaway. From my vantage point, I was like, there's no way he's going to do that without a cut. Oh, he did it without a cut.
I mean, when the Hooligans started playing MRDA flat track game, they weren't even wearing pads.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They used to play like really hardcore, intense, old school derby, and I think some of these guys used to play Renegade.
Oh boy!
And that's butt kicking roller derby.
Absolutely, that's that no holds bar, no rules, anything goes.
And I'm sure I misspoke about some of that, and somebody's going to correct me on the Twitter. But please do. BOBH 2016 is the hashtag. You can get us on Twitter. I'm Captain Skid. At the table here with me is Tutu Awkward. We've got another 5 minutes and change of playtime in this game to talk at you. Here at the Battle of Bunker Hill.
Seems like the Hooligans have his number, not letting him get by.
Number 215, Rangel, leaving the box. Right now we've got number 25, Uncle Dad, as the jammer in the box right now, who is standing and ready to join. Darky Bader going into the box.
We've got Uncle Dad now coming out of the box.
Looks like Darky Vader has the jammer star for Casco Bay.
Oh, wow. He didn't have that star on his helmet when he sat down, but he's not the pivot, so he must have had the star the whole time. Missed it. Pivot for Casco Bay is Dottie Danger. See her front and center here on your feed. A lot of pushing and shoving, black on red right now.
Some skater named X giving a really good hip to Uncle Dad.
Yeah, you saw X jumping back to the straightaway to try to draw Uncle Dad back. Uncle Dad, as the lead jammer, just said, no, jam's over. We've got less than 4 minutes left to play. 400 points, 406 by the Hooligans. Casco Bay has managed 44 so far in this game.
Casco Bay is currently using one of their timeouts. Looks like this is their second timeout.
Take a minute to thank Nesset, who has supported and sponsored our event. IT consulting, web design.
They're responsible for our wonderful Wi-Fi that we have here so we can live stream these scores, send out this wonderful broadcast to you. So you guys, even if you can't be here, you can be here in spirit and follow us.
Yeah, even no matter how much you complain, we're still here.
So for better, for worse, we can thank Nesset for bringing our voices to you.
Oh, no, for better, absolutely. They've done a phenomenal job. The only issues that we've had with our stream have been in-house. Nesset also powering the pivot line, if you were. Polar Seltzer, another huge sponsor of this event. We've got Polar Seltzer coming out our ears today, and I guarantee it's all going to be gone by tomorrow.
And then we've seen a couple of injuries here. We're also sponsored by Rock Tape. So I'm sure some of these, some bumps and bruises that tape will absolutely help with.
Yep.
I know I used it when I was skating just because I used to get shin splints, and it always really kind of helped with that. Looks like General So Fine is your lead jammer here.
See, I've had the pleasure of never having played roller derby.
No?
I did referee for a couple of seasons. I do know my way around eight wheels a little bit, but nope, never wanted to get my butt kicked out there. It was a lot easier to sit here and talk about other people getting their butt kicked.
Significant less danger of bodily harm.
Much less hazards. I don't have to go to practice. I show up when I want to, and sometimes people are actually glad that I showed up. So.
Yeah. Have you found any yet today?
No, not here.
Okay. See, I had to stop skating because apparently making a baby and full contact sports don't mix.
No.
So, yeah.
No, my wife has had that problem a couple of times now.
Have you figured out like a preventative measure, or like there are ways that happens?
Yeah, I won't get into the details.
Oh, we have got Mini Fridge as your lead jammer. Fantastic. Grosso's still stuck back there.
Fridge takes a big hit as he hits that that wall.
Casco Bay going back, trying to create some chaos, see if they can get Mini Fridge through again. Coming up against Yosemite Sam and Nurse Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet as the pivot for the Hooligans, doing a great job pushing Fridge to the outside. But Fridge, his feet never stopped moving.
No, they did not.
He was a ball of energy just now. We're under 2 minutes left to play in the game.
Uncle Dad and Darky Vader on the line as your jammers. What could possibly be the last jam of this game.
Yeah, it looks like our penalty box is empty. Both teams are going to start with a 5-on-5 on the track.
Ooh, and it looks like Uncle Dad is through to be the lead jammer. Huge apex jump from Darky Vader.
And people love it. People go nutty for that.
I'm one of them.
Here he comes. We got fast jammers. Uncle Dad's going to pick up the points. It's going to be 3 for the Hooligans. Jam is blown dead. We've got time for another jam. 50 seconds left on the play clock.
Yep. Somebody put on Twitter that Darky Vader doesn't really jump Apex. He just kind of steps over. He's just taking one step because he's got such long legs.
Yeah, that's right. I said it, and that's what I got.
Oh,
Looks
so
like
I knew I was going to get corrected. The Hooligans never played Renegade. They played Old School and they played Maid. That was the rule set that I
that's
couldn't
right.
remember.
Maid and Renegade, they rhyme. He wasn't too far off, you know. Words are hard. We just got the earlier in this stream, so
They all swear that there was rules, but I've seen Maid games and I'm pretty sure there wasn't.
As well as thanking them for all of their support, their volunteers. You guys have put out quite the spread for us, so thank you. We very much appreciate it. Also for all of the officials and other volunteers, thank you for being here, helping us put on Battle of Summer Hill 2016.
Well, I'm going to finish reading the officials. I never got to the non-skating officials.
all right.
So here in the last jam is we've got General SoFine lining up against
Shazama Pajama.
Shazama Pajama.
Yes.
In what should be the last jam, our non-skating officials, we've got Shebra, Invaja Space, Mariah Scary, Chemical Restraint, Yours Truly, Tights McGee, Haynes, Down in Jersey, Toxic Narcotic, Camel Topher, and Veronica Scars. It's our non-skating officials for this game.
So we just saw General SoFine make his way through the pack. It's fairly simple because we have 2 of Casco Bay's blocked in the Bruise Boutique penalty box. Oh.
General SoFine called off the jam. Shazama
But
Pajama.
it looks like there might be a timeout called right at that last second.
Yeah, they're going to put 1 second back on.